Thank you very much, Tony. I thank the Academy for this completely unexpected honor. Americans, and African Americans in particular, owe a great deal to Mohandas Ghandi, the Mahatma, which I am told means great soul. Like so many other Americans, I first became aware of Mahatma Gandhi because of his influence on Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and the philosophy of nonviolent resistance that King and other civil rights leaders so courageously employed in the 1960s to end legal racial segregation in the American South. I came of age in the American South in the early 1960s, and I vividly remember the policy-driven deprivations and indignities that Black Southerners, irrespective of age and social class, had to endure on a daily basis. Gandhi's philosophy of satyagraha, loosely translated as truth force, manifested in nonviolent resistance to oppression, gave King, John Lewis, and numerous unsung heroes the tools they needed to help our country become more humane. And though the resulting changes did not come without a price, the price that was paid was surely far less than what it would have been had Gandhi, as brilliantly interpreted by Dr. King, not shown us the way forward. What then do we Americans owe Gandhi? The answer is, as health-oriented social science scholarship makes abundantly clear, a great deal. In little more than a decade after the landmark 1964 Civil Rights Act, the War on Poverty, the 1965 Voting Rights Act, and the 1965 Medicare and Medicaid Act were passed, legislation which was strongly influenced by the 1960s Civil Rights Movement, Black infant mortality and premature Black adult mortality from heart disease and stroke fell dramatically. The largest reductions occurred in the U.S. South, where the racial deprivations, economic, political, medical, and psychological, were greatest. The historical record is thus clear. Our nation's social and economic policies matter. Social science that rigorously evaluates the broad impact of these policies matters. And social movements designed to end historic injustices also matter. My own scholarship, as Felton Nurse has just described, has focused largely but not exclusively on the physical health costs of a determined pursuit of success when the odds of achieving that success are stacked against you because of your race, social class, or both. I call this John Henryism, because like the legendary John Henry, the steel-driving man, a certain level of success may be achieved, but the cumulative wear and tear exacted by its pursuit under difficult conditions could lead to early health deterioration. My research and a growing number of studies by others suggest that African Americans have a lot of John Henryism. Hence the well-known profile of physical health problems among African Americans: high blood pressure, heart disease, stroke, premature low birth weight babies, etc., could be a consequence of protracted goal striving under conditions that accelerate systemic physiological wear and tear. One reason, then, that the Great Society-era legislation of the 1960s fostered such broad and very rapid health benefits for Black Americans, especially Black Southerners, may be that this legislation, operating through political, economic, medical, and psychological pathways, leveled the playing field somewhat, thereby reducing the physical health costs of being Black in America. We stand now at another major but not wholly unfamiliar public policy crossroad. How do we address our current seemingly intractable social divisions, economic, racial, gender, religious, sexual orientation, etc.? In the past, the political and social sciences have played a vital role in policymaking and policy evaluation. Never before have our contributions been more needed than now. We could also use a new infusion of Gandhi's spirit. Facing north on the grounds of the Martin Luther King Jr. Historic Center in Atlanta stands a statue of Mahatma Gandhi, humbly dressed, walking stick in hand, eyes cast slightly downward. Gandhi is in full stride. Recorded on the base of the statue is the following tribute by Martin Luther King Jr. Quote, Gandhi was inevitable. If humanity is to progress, Gandhi is inescapable. He lived, thought, and acted, inspired by the vision of humanity evolving toward a world of peace and harmony. We ignore him at our own risk. End of quote. I thank you again for this wonderful honor.